Well, when you don't push record on your camera, the video you take didn't happen. Welcome back to Practice of Photography. This is video number 3 on how to take fireworks in my 4-part series. Video 1, if you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. It's on a link down below. That is how to set up your camera and what to take with you for your first fireworks shoot. Video 2 was, it was a mistake I made. I forgot my tripod. I came up with some cool ideas. Almost didn't do it, but I did it. Check it out. Video number 3 is called intentional camera movement. The previous one was erratic camera movement, and the last one, video 4, will be on how to zoom. So let's talk about what I did on intentional camera movement. A couple of things to think about. Same concept that we had before on erratic camera movement, with the settings, with the lens being as wide as you can. This one, we're going to also be on bulb mode for a very similar reason. I want to have full control of the shutter. I don't want a 5-second, I don't want a 10-second, I don't want a 2-second. I want to start it when I want to start it, and I want to stop it when I want to stop it. I don't need the remote shutter release because I'm already going to be handheld in the tripod. And it just worked good. So here's what we do. When you take the photo, you click it and you pan with your tripod. So you'll want to practice that to see how that works, what you have to have loose. You don't want a ball head where it's going to be going zigzaggy. Maybe that's what you want, but I wanted mine to be nice and smooth. So I had the rotation axis loose so I could move it back and forth. Got some really cool photos. Now what I did totally by accident, very similar to the erratic camera movement. This was not intentional, but it will be next time. So when you're pointing to the sky, and this also works for erratic camera movement, when you're pointing at the sky and you're waiting, if the sky is dark, go and press and hold the shutter. There's no light up there, so you're good. Let it go. Unless you got a full moon behind you, then that'll be interesting. But hopefully, if there's not a full moon behind it, you hold it, and the firework, when it explodes, you pan and let go. Pan as much as you want. You don't need to do a large pan. You notice that pan movement I did was pretty wide. Just like in the erratic camera movement, a long movement is not necessary. But if I got it wide open, maybe it is. Maybe that's something I want to do. But what you want to do is click and hold it, and then move it and let go. Now, the benefit of doing it when it's dark, and this is another, like I said, this was totally by accident. When I see it afterward, it took me a while to figure out how I did this. There's a straight line up, and you'll see it in my photos at the end. There's four photos, and I'm not sure if it's first, second, third, or fourth, but there's a straight line up where the firework left. That doesn't get moved. The firework explodes, then I pan. So the reason the vertical line doesn't move is you hold it, you hear the firework, you know that sound or whatever. I probably didn't do that very well, but you know that sound when it leaves the tube, you hear it go. Well, there's usually a white streak from that. That's going to record a nice straight line while you're holding your camera steady on the tripod. When it explodes, you move it. The explosion will have a nice big burst, and as you move it, will give you the trail coming to the left or right, depending on which way you're panning. So it looks really cool. There's a lot of movement. The firework shows up beautifully as it's a steady, still image, and the line that went up to it is a nice straight line. It's not curving. So that gives you a really cool effect. The other effect is just pan when it's dark. When you hear that thump or that thud or whatever noise that makes, you know, your streak going up is going to be curved. So you'll have a line that goes like this, and if you're lucky, if it explodes at the end here and then you slide back, you're going to have a really cool effect. So play with some ideas of what you might do, and this is called intentional camera movement. So remember, the basic settings is in video 1 of what all the ISO, all the manual settings. I describe it all there. Same thing applies on this setting. Video 2 was erratic camera movement that I discovered totally by accident. This intentional camera movement on a tripod is just a new way of intentional camera movement that it's controlled that I really, really liked. And that's so far been my favorite method of doing fireworks. And the 4th method will be on the next video on how to do the very similar type of technique with the zoom lens. Again, 18 to 24 millimeter, 18 to 35 millimeter, I think is the kit lens. Whatever small lens you have that has a little bit of zoom on it's great. But we'll talk about that when I get to that video. So hopefully you learned a few things. Hopefully you're ready to nail that fireworks shot. And if you like these videos, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos, and so you can see them on the notification when they arrive. I try to do these every Thursday. It was off a little bit last week, but this will get us back on track. Have a great day.